Hey guys, we're Bars and Melody, and today we are going to be going for our brand new album Generation Z, track by track, and explaining what the songs are about and what they mean to us.
We're allergic to the sun. Yo, we're not like anyone. We're allergic to the sun.
So the first track on Generation Z is a song called Allergic to the Sun. We came up with the phrase allergic to the sun first, and we kind of like pictured like a scenario like an apocalyptic world, and there was these like people that were like allergic to like the sun, so they could only go out at nighttime. And all my lyrics are like based around just this civilization that like broke off from like the peloton that was like, I don't know, everybody else in the world. They were just like this little niche group that lived like under a rock almost, like not living by the rules like of the rest of society. And it kind of like created like a little movie scene in my head. And so all the lyrics are about just like being like, I guess, outcast and like living under like the cover of the night.
I want you. Oh, baby, I want you. Yeah, I want you like you want.
So the second track on that album is called I Want You. I Want You was a song that I wrote when I was in a relationship with a lot of problems and insecurities, and the whole world, or the whole of our world, was looking in on that relationship with a negative light. There's a lot of negativities, but I Want You was kind of like an explanation of, you know, no matter what people think about what's going on in your life, you should never let them judge what's going on in your life. You should always be the one to judge your problems and your insecurities and deal with them yourself, rather than have people have their input when they don't know anything about that. So it has kind of a deep meaning to me, but it's also like a really happy song and really positive song as well. It's obviously complimenting someone that you want them and you love them a lot. So it's kind of got like a yin and yang effect to it.
I would give my life for you just for another 1,000 years, 1,000 miles across the world just to see you smile.
So guys, the next track on the album is called 1,000 Years, and this is a song that we wrote when we took a trip to Florida. We went out there for a vacation / recording process, and yeah, it was an awesome song that we wrote on a really sunny day, so I think it has that bright vibe around it.
So the beauty of this song for me is how the music and the lyrics have such like a connection, because it's very like emotional song, like the lyrics for me anyway, and the music's quite like upbeat and happy, and when the two come together I feel like it creates like a great connection. Like the lyrics are like kind of emotional and sad, and then you bring the music, the happy upbeat music in with it, and it creates like a weird kind of like mixture. And that's the beauty of this song for me, how the two things contrast, the lyrics and the music, and they come together and create like an awesome piece of music. So
And now you're gone. I just wish that I could turn back the time. For it to apart.
So the next song on the album is called Apologize, and during the writing process of this song we thought a lot about loss, and the actual story we created was about like leaving someone behind that you didn't necessarily want to, but you felt like you had to, and how much you regret it, and how you feel so bad and guilty for abandoning them. And even though there's like no turning back now, just know that you'll always love them and you're always in their heart.
Apologize definitely has a variation of meanings. So when we wrote it, we didn't want it to be targeted around one subject like love or loss. It has that adaptation to be relevant to so many people, and that's kind of the whole idea of the song, is for it to be relatable to everyone.
So the next song on the album is called Faded, and when I wrote this I kind of like created a story, and I like to do that with a lot of songs. Like I feel like with this song it was trying to like convince someone to go on like an adventure or a journey with you, and the further and further away from home you go, you realize like how much you'd love just to like spend the rest of your life with them, just like traveling and going around the world. But the further and further you get away from home, the more like you feel the person that you're with starts to become home. So it doesn't matter where in the world you are, you can always look to them for like love and support. But I feel like as you get even further, like all the fears and the insecurities of the relationship start to creep in, and you feel like you are the reason why like everything seems to be falling apart. and then your memories and everything else before you went on this like adventure start to like fade away, and the only thing you can think about is like the moment you're in and what's to come, and it starts to scare you that you can't remember your past, and this girl is your entire world, and you start to feel like she's losing love for you, and you can't remember your family, you can't remember your home, and it seems like everything's falling apart, and you're just waiting for the day that she's gonna say like, I don't want to do this anymore, and then you have nothing left.
Just live your life.
So the next song is called Live Your Life, and the reason we wrote this song is because we realised that most of the album is actually quite depressing. But it's a really happy song, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, live your life. It's telling you to go out there, do what you want to do, achieve your dreams. Don't listen to what these people say. Don't fall into that totalitarian mindset where you're focused on one thing and everyone's got to be the same and everyone's got to do the same thing. People have got to follow that career path that everyone does. Like, do your own thing. You shouldn't always have to follow this path of doing the same thing as everyone else. Do what you want to do, live your life whilst it's there, because we only get it once and it's short. So it's kind of just the whole concept of living life to the fullest and enjoying yourself whilst you're here and just forgetting about the stresses of life, really.
Serious is like a very happy sounding song, but even though like the instrumental is quite happy, I feel like the lyrics like mean a lot to me, and I hope like a lot of people can relate to it. Like, it's all the stuff I used to think about growing up and I didn't think people would take seriously. So the chorus when it comes in, it's like you're trying to be serious, but no one can really understand like these things are a big deal to you, and they kind of belittle you because they think, oh, you're only young, you don't know, or like you shouldn't have problems. And even though, you know, they may think they're right, it's hard growing up and the little things become the biggest issues for you. And I feel like that's what Serious, like the whole song represents, is growing up and people not taking you seriously.
You can try to hide my voice, you'll find a way to scream. So come and try to hide my voice, you'll find a way to.
So when we wrote Scream, it was all about like, although so many people like try to hide your voice, you'll find a way to like shout out what you want people to hear, and it's kind of like standing up against everyone else that ever told you, you know, that you won't amount to anything. And I feel like when we first started Bars Melody, a lot of people were like, you know, this is never gonna work, and you know, you're never gonna do anything good. And it's really like humbling to see so many people like listening to our music every single day and telling us how much they relate to the words we write and the music we make, and we're so grateful for that. Scream is all about, you know, telling people and showing people that you can be something great one day, and that no matter what they say, it won't affect you. You'll always find a way to make your voice be heard.
This is not a love song. Oh, but I need you right now.
So the next song is called Not a Love Song, and we wrote this out in Berlin. We had a few days off in Berlin, which we worked with some producers. We started writing the music for this song when Leo was actually asleep.
Yeah.
And he said to me, what can the concept of this song be? And I said, Leo hates love songs. And he said, okay, let's call it Not a Love Song.
When we wrote this song, we tried to think of like that person that's always in your head when you think of love. Like when you grow up and you think about getting a girlfriend and getting married, it's about never wanting to wake up and doing anything to like hear her voice and imagining what kind of voice that she would have, what personality she would have. And I'm just so excited for you guys to hear this song because it's probably one of my favorites.
If there is a heaven, I will see you there soon. I'm gonna buy a fast car, a new fast car, and I'll drive fast car, and never.
So the next song on the album is called Fast Car. I don't really know much about this song just because the actual creation of the song I was asleep for, and I woke up and Leo and the producers had just created this masterpiece without my vocals on.
Yeah, it was pretty late, so Charlie's like actual vocals didn't go on it until like maybe a month down the line. So like the demo was just like me and the producer were working with voice on it, and it was so awesome. Like the whole concept, like Fast Car is about someone who you feel like you've lost, and you just go like off walking around the world, and one day once you found that peace in your heart and you feel like you can be forgiven for all the wrong that you've done in your life, you'll return one day and you'll stay with her forever until the time that you have on earth is up.
Our love is unconditional.
The next song on the album is called Unconditional. Unconditional is definitely one of my top tracks on the album. The actually original instrumental was completely out of our comfort zone. But once I laid my vocals on it, I think Leo saw the potential in it, and it's actually become one of the, personally I think it's one of the best songs on the album. And it's called Unconditional. It's just about unconditional love, but not just for, you know, not just for like a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Like it's about family as well. You're trying to understand someone so much. You're trying to like understand them and how they feel, and so they're really unpredictable, and you're trying to show them how much you love them in order for them to hopefully realize and show you how much they love you. So it's all about perspectives of love and just unconditional love.
I told you once, I told you twice, I'll never break any of my promises.
I Won't Let You Go is the second to last song on the album, and it was actually one of the first songs we'd recorded for the album. We sent it off to some new producers who reproduced it and like beefed it up a bit, and we recorded our vocals and put our voices on it and our style on it, and we changed it up a lot, and it came back and it honestly sounded amazing. Like the way Charlie sings, the way I rap is just completely different to the demo version, and we put it on and we honestly love the song. It's about having someone that you never want to let go of, and even though you've been through the hardest of times together, that hasn't changed anything. Like you're always there for each other, and you will never let them go no matter what happens.
I'm not giving it up for you, I'm not giving it up for me, 'cause I will make you feel.
So Discover is the final song on the album, and this is actually a song that I wrote at home on my piano when I was writing songs. The whole concept of the song is really, really deep, like you trying to discover yourself as you're trying to discover someone else, and you're not going to give up and you'll keep fighting on. It's just a really deep song, and like I can't listen to it because it makes me too emotional. Like the first time I listened to it, I was actually on a car journey and I actually cried on the car journey on my own. Like probably people thought I was a nutcase, but it's same with like the song Right For You on our last EP. It's a song that I wrote in my spare time about my feelings at the time, and then all of a sudden it becomes this huge record that has made it on our album, and it kind of just put a whole different perspective on the song once again for me, and it's probably one of my favourite songs on the album again, and I really can't wait to perform it live because I feel like there's going to be a lot of natural passion there.
So thank you guys so much for watching this track by track. It's been a very emotional experience.
Make sure you guys download the album if you've enjoyed this. We hope you guys understand a lot more about the album now. Make sure you come and join us and come and watch us on our brand new Generation Z tour, which is happening at the start of 2018. We hope to see you guys there.
It's not about me.